Hi, thanks for watching the video. In this video we are going to share with you selective fairy garden designs and also share with you useful info along with tips. A miniature fairy garden is a small magical world that can be created in a container or in small corner of your garden. It's a great way to bring a little bit of fantasy into your home or outdoor space. Here are some detailed ideas for creating a miniature fairy garden. The first step in creating a miniature fairy garden is to choose a container. You can use anything from a small planter to a teacup or even a birdhouse. The container should be small enough to fit on a tabletop or windowsill, but big enough to hold all of your materials. Once you have container, add some soil to it. You can use potting soil or even soil from your backyard. Make sure the soil is moist and easy to work with. Choose miniature plants that will fit in your container. Succulents, mosses, and small flowers are great option for a miniature fairy garden. Make sure the plants you choose are suitable for the amount of light your fairy garden will receive. You can also add some artificial flowers or leaves if you don't have access to real plants. This is where the fun begins. You can use anything from miniature or around the house to create accessories for your fairy garden. Sticks, rocks, shells, and acorns can be used to make furniture for the fairies. You can also use small toys or figurines to add to the magic of the garden. Miniature houses, bridges, and fairy doors are also great addition to your fairy garden. Use small pebbles or stone to create a path for the fairies to walk on. You can also use small pieces of bark or twigs to create a natural looking path. You can also add some stepping stones made of colorful gems or stones. To make your miniature fairy garden even more magical, add some fairy lights. You can use battery-operated lights or solar-powered lights to add a warm glow to your garden. Fairy lights can be wrapped around trees or places in strategical locations throughout the garden. If you have space, adding a small water feature like a mini fountain or pond can make your fairy garden even more enchanting. You can also add some pebbles and rocks around the water feature to create a natural look. Creating a miniature fairy garden is a fun and easy project that can be done with materials found around the house or in nature. It's a great way to bring a little bit of magic into your home or outdoor space and spark your imagination with these detailed ideas. You will be able to create your own whimsical fairy garden in own time. Creating a fairy garden with kids can be a fun and magical experience. Here are some tips and tricks to help you create a fairy garden that your kids will love. Let your kids help you choose a container, plants, and accessories for the fairy garden. This will make them feel more invested in the project and give them a sense of ownership. Choose plants that are easy to care for and safe for children. Succulents, mosses, and small flowers are great options for a kid's fairy garden. Use natural materials like sticks, rocks, and acorns to create furniture for the fairies. You can also use small toys or figurines to add to the magic of the garden. Add some interactive elements to the fairy garden, like a fairy door that can be opened and closed or a mini swing for the fairies to play on. Kids love things that are whimsical and magical. Add some fairy dust, miniature mushrooms, or a tiny wishing well to make the fairy garden even more enchanting. Don't overcomplicate the fairy garden. Keep it simple and let your child's imagination look over. The beauty of a fairy garden is that it can be whatever your child wants to be. Use the fairy garden as an opportunity to teach your kids about plants, gardening, and nature. Talk to them about how plants grow and why they need sunlight and water. With these tips and tricks, you can create a fairy garden that will spark your child's imagination and creativity. A fairy garden is a magical and whimsical place that can spark a child's imagination and creativity. Creating a fairy garden with your kids is a fun and easy project that can be done with materials found around the house or in nature. Here are some ideas for material to build a fairy garden for kids. The first thing you will need is container to hold your fairy garden. You can use a planter or a flower pot or even an old shoe. The container should be big enough to hold all of your materials and allow room for the fairies clay. Once you have your container, you will need some soil. You can use potting soil or even soil from your backyard. Make sure the soil is moist and easy to work with. So at the end of this video, we want to request you to please don't forget to subscribe, like and share the video. Have a nice day and thanks for watching.